A very good evening and thanks for clicking on to Vogan's Easter Outlook for 2022. What a difference a couple of years makes. This was the scene on the A9, at 2 o'clock in the middle of Easter weekend. 2 years ago, we were in the midst of a lockdown and people were not travelling around at all. Just a remarkable scene on the A9 near Raleigh. And I was lying on the road, and how often can you do that on Easter weekend at 2 o'clock in the afternoon? Just remarkable stuff. What a difference a couple of years makes. This was the scene a couple of days ago on the M20 near Dover. Just one truck after another, as much as 3,000 trucks in a 23-mile queue, trying to make their journey towards Dover to cross over to France. Just chaos. Airports, upwards of 68 flights cancelled on a daily basis by BA. I believe there was 40 plus by EasyJet as well. Just sheer chaos for the road, rail and air situation across the British Isles in the run-up to Easter. So while we had literally no movement back in 2020, we have got almost too much movement this upcoming week. It's a whole conglomeration of all different factors, of course, from the P&O situation, the lack of staff, within the airport. Of course, many people paid off at the start of COVID. And many people, of course, and rightly, I can understand, rightly so, saying to themselves, well, there's that much instability from a living point of view. Why will I go back to an industry that is so so on a knife edge with regards to COVID and all sorts of other different things? People are just basically being paid off and they're now settled in a new industry or a new form of employment. And of course, there is so many jobs that get filled. And this is part of the problem that we've got at the moment here. Many people, thousands and thousands of people trying to get to sunnier climes for Easter, trying to see their loved ones. And, it's just a perfect storm after what has been an incredible past couple of years for not just the UK, but of course the rest of the world as well. It was actually quite an interesting Easter back in 2020 because we had very, very warm conditions followed by some, almost a taste of winter once again. We had temperatures into the 20s back during the previous Easter forecast that I released. So I didn't release an Easter forecast in 2021. There was simply no point because nobody was going anywhere because we were in the midst of lockdown number 2. And then, of course, we had lockdown number 1 around this time frame in 2020. And we had quite a mixed bag of weather. We had, some very, very warm conditions in the run-up to the Easter weekend. And then it actually was followed by quite a chilly Easter Monday. The previous Easter to that, 2019, we had record-breaking warmth where Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland recorded its warmest Easter Sunday on record. And that was also preceded by unusual cold with snow as well. So it's interesting these big flips around, especially in recent years between wintry weather and summer-like weather. And Easter quite often can see within a week or so time frame a big abrupt change. And we've seen that even this year in 2022 where we've had wintry conditions, snow, and now we're seeing temperatures coming back up once again. And this we'll have a quick look at both the GFS and the Ecmwf in the upcoming few days. Of course, millions of people hitting the roads, reaching for the skies, trying to cross the English Channel, the North Sea, and trying to see their loved ones here and there. And of course, a lot of enthusiastic people trying to make the most of the fact that there's freedom this year as opposed to the last couple of years. Weather-wise, it's not looking too bad. Looks as if low pressure will always be that bit close to the British Isles. Going to continue to keep instability going, but plenty of sunshine as well as shower activity. And of course, with the sunshine, we'll see the temperatures respond to temperatures in the low 20s almost on a daily basis, right the way up through to the weekend. So as I play through the loop, this is a latter half of Thursday into Good Friday. You can see here a system kind of just riding over the top of the northern half of the British Isles. But notice that we've got some showers blowing up, especially during the daytime, where we've got strong incoming solar radiation. So we're going to see some pretty heavy showers developing, possibly longer spells of rain. Out with those showers, temperatures widely into the teens, I think, possibly even a couple of 20s popping up. During the course of Saturday, we've also got a few showers developing, and then as we push into Easter Sunday itself, looks as if we see enhancement of that rain, especially across western and northern portions of the British Isles during Easter Sunday. Notice the isobars kind of reasonably squeezed together, and they're coming out of a southerly direction, so we're going to continue to see the temperatures of a warm source. So therefore temperatures may, even during the course of Easter Sunday, bounce up to 22, 23 degrees possible in the southern portion and southeastern portion of the British Isles. Then as we push in towards Easter Monday, we've got an area of low pressure that actually moves in, bringing more persistent rain as well as wind, and still mild temperatures, especially across southern and eastern areas where we see some brightness developing here. So that area of low pressure eventually scoots on out, and we'll wave goodbye to that. Looking at the Ecmwf here, we'll have a look at the same version, the same view over the British Isles, of course. And as we play through the loop, you can see here, this is that massive heavy precipitation that moved through over the course of today. That will kind of linger over the northern half of the British Isles through the course of tonight, bringing some increased wind. It was fairly breezy actually today, but we may see some fairly windy conditions as well as quite wet conditions across the northern half of the British Isles during the overnight period tonight and then through the first half of tomorrow morning. Notice here, once that area of low pressure moves through, we've got plenty of sunshine on offer during the course of Wednesday, but we'll see those showers bubbling up with that pressure cooker effect. Incoming solar radiation, of course, stirs up the atmosphere, and then it produces those showers as we have seen in recent days. Looking at Thursday here, we can see an area of low pressure moving in, bringing increased cloudiness, rainfall across Ireland, the western portion of Wales, southwest England, west coast Scotland, and possibly moving up through the northern portion of Scotland during the course of Good Friday here. As you can see, again, shower activity bubbling up during the course of the afternoon here. And as we pass through Easter weekend, you can see here that the Ecmwf has some enough energy with low pressure close enough by, with cool mid and upper levels of the atmosphere. You, of course, bring in the sunshine, and it stirs up the lower atmosphere, and of course with warmth attracted and rising to meet that cooler, we'll see the shower activity just kind of bubbling up day by day. Easter Sunday, it looks as if it's going to turn quite wet according to the Ecmwf over the north of England, Ireland, much of Scotland here. It could see some fairly heavy and persistent rainfall. Always drier, always brighter, southern and southeastern portions of the British Isles as we go forward, and then we're left with a legacy of shower activity for Easter Monday. Notice here some of that is of a wintry nature as well, which is quite interesting here. Looking at the 2-meter temperature, or the 850 millibar temperatures, we'll have a look at that actually because that's reasonably important. You can see here at 850, very mild air, plus 10, plus 12 Celsius, not that far from the southeastern portion of the UK, as we can see. 850 temperatures, relatively cool, and of course when you've got daytime temperatures 16 to 18 Celsius quite widely across the UK, and you've got 850 temperatures in low single figures, that is the perfect ingredients for those April showers here. And as we push through the course of the weekend, Easter weekend, of course, you can see here relatively mild air at 850 millibars moves through during the course of Friday and through Saturday and even into Sunday here. And then by the time we reach Easter Monday, you see here that we're starting to invite cooler air at 850 from the west here, and that will eventually move in during Easter Monday here. So we'll see temperatures coming down. Looking at the 850 millibar temperatures off the GFS ensemble, and we'll have a quick look and see what that model is indicating. But certainly mild temperatures, there's no question about that, and that will certainly be very welcome indeed for folks that are either travelling or wanting to sit out in the garden and enjoy the sunshine. Of course, you may have to keep an umbrella handy for dodging the showers. But you can see here as we pass through, the GFS, like the Ecmwf, brings an area of milder air at 850 millibars over the British Isles during the course of the weekend here. Nothing particularly hot. You notice that here, we don't have that surge of warmth that the models initially seen, say, several days ago in the run-up to the Easter weekend. It's much more modified compared to what it was initially suggested. And then, like the GFS, the Ecmwf has cooler 850 temperatures moving in during Easter Monday here. So that's it for now. I probably will have an updated version of this forecast towards the upcoming Easter weekend, and I'll keep you up to date as best I can. Do check out marfogoodweather.com as well for a written Easter 2022 forecast as well. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. I'll be back again hopefully tomorrow with more. Bye for now.